Can you seek an answer to a dua through tawassul to achieve multiple different worldly gains through the same deed? Yes, you can do tawassul in your dua through the same good deed multiple times. An example of what the question is about is someone gave a charity. He gave $10 for the sake of Allah at one point in his life. Then he fell upon a hardship in his life. He said, Ya Allah, if I gave those $10 in charity for your sake, then save me from this. After years passed by, he wants to get married. He says, Ya Allah, if I gave the $10 in charity for your sake and only for your sake, then assist me in getting married. The years pass by. Then he says, Ya Allah, if you know I gave those $10 in charity for your sake and your sake only, then cure my illness. That's permissible because it's a form of dua that's permitted, and there's nothing that says there's one dua per each deed. More so, there's examples in the Quran that permit this. The example of الذين يقولون ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا, we believed. Oh Allah, we believed. That's the deed. They're seeking wasila in their belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are they asking for? فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار. Forgive us, Ya Allah. فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار. Save us from the punishment of the fire. So they're asking for two matters in their wasila to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through one deed. That one deed being إننا آمنا. We believed. Another example. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. They said, Ya Allah, Rabbana, we heard the calling to faith, and we believed. When we heard the call, we believed. The wasila, the deed that they're using as a wasila, is answering the call to the truth. What are they asking for? They're asking for multiple matters, around 4 or 5 matters. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. Forgive our sins and wipe away our bad deeds. وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار, and allow us to be with the righteous when we die. And in the next verse there's more. ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك. Grant us what you promised through your messengers, which means victory in dunya and reward in the akhirah. That's a 4th one. ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. And don't disgrace us on the judgment day. The dua the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught us, Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi ظلما كثيرا ولا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت فاغفر لي مغفرة من عندك وارحمني إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. اللهم إني ظلمت نفسي ظلما كثيرا ولا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت فاغفر لي مغفرة من عندك وارحمني إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. Ya Allah, I've done great injustice to myself, and no one forgives my sins but you. That's the deed one is seeking tawassul in, admitting and confessing their mistake. It's a form of tawbah. It's a ibadah. What are they asking for through that deed? They're asking for forgiveness and mercy. So bestow forgiveness upon us and have mercy on us. Forgiveness and mercy. And I'll mention a personal story that pertains to this from someone dear to me. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her barakah and honor her and protect her and grant her firdaus. When she was 14 years old, her struggling parents gave her $1 or two. I believe it was $1. And she took a walk with her cousin to get some medicine for her uncle, the father of the cousin she's walking with. And they passed by a store, so they decided to go in and get a drink because it was a very hot summer day and they were very thirsty. But in the front of the door, the grocery store, there was a pregnant woman who appeared to be in her final weeks of her pregnancy. She was sitting on the floor begging everyone to get her something to drink. Some ignored her and some mocked her. This 14-year-old told her cousin, I'm spending my $1 on getting her a drink. She purchased the water and gave it to the lady. The lady began to thank her and she said, may God always answer your prayer. That occurred many, many years ago. This dear person to me told me that over the years, every time I face a difficulty or a trial or I need something, I turn to Allah. I say, Ya Allah, you know it was only $1 that I owned back then. And you know I was thirsty myself. But I quenched her thirst for your sake and your sake only. And if you know I did it for your sake and your sake only, save me from this or grant me that. She gave an oath by Allah that not a single dua that she made like that, except that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered it. And I am a witness to some of the dua that she made that was answered.